Hey everybody, happy Halloween. It's Beagle3280 here. Welcome you guys to a very short video. I just thought maybe I'd do something small for you guys for Halloween because I usually don't do holiday specials because I don't really have a lot of time to do them. But this one, I'm going to do three separate little things here. The first one I'm going to do is I'm going to read you guys. So, a little while back, I went on ChatGPT screwing around. And I asked it to write me a creepypasta to read for you guys here. And it's going to be based on GoldenEye 007. I know a lot of you guys will probably be sick of hearing me talking about GoldenEye, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. And this is my channel, so. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the creepypasta. I'm going to put Power Wash Sim on in the background here for you guys, so he has something to look at as opposed to staring at a blank screen hearing me, jabber my jaws. Unless you guys put it on for sleep aid. It all started with a nostalgia-fueled decision. I was rummaging through my parents' attic one summer evening, searching for my old Nintendo 64. My friends and I had been reminiscing about our childhoods, and I figured it'd be fun to play some classic games. That's when I found it. Dusty and forgotten in a corner, my old GoldenEye 007 cartridge. I remember the hours spent playing this game, the intense multiplayer battles, and the satisfaction of unlocking every cheat in level. But as I held the cartridge in my hand, a chill ran down my spine. The label was faded, more so than I remembered, and the once vibrant image of James Bond was now a blurry, almost ghostly figure. The cartridge felt oddly cold in my hand. Brushing off the unease, I plugged the N64 into the TV and inserted the game. The console struggled to power on, but after a few attempts, the familiar chime echoed through the room. I was greeted by the iconic Bond theme, but something was off. The music was slower, distorted, like a record being played at the wrong speed. I dismissed it as a glitch. An old cartridge after all these years, it was bound to have some issues. When I reached the main menu, my heart skipped a beat. The usual options, single player, multiplayer, options, were replaced by something else entirely. Welcome back. That was the only text on this screen, displayed in an eerie, blood red font. I hesitated but pressed start. The screen flickered, and I found myself in the dam level, the very first mission, except it wasn't right. The environment was dark. Almost pitch black, save for a dim, unnatural red light that seemed to bleed from the edges of the screen. The textures were glitching, flickering between the normal game graphics and something else. Something grotesque, as the world of GoldenEye was deteriorating before my eyes. Bond's usual model was missing, replaced by a silhouette, a hollow figure. The only thing I could make out of were his eyes, glowing a sickly green. They stared out of the screen as if aware of my presence, as if watching me. Sorry. I tried to move, but the controls were sluggish. My character's movements were erratic, like someone else was fighting for control. I pushed forward, but every step felt wrong. The usual guards that populated the levels were absent, and the only sound was the distorted music, now accompanied by whispers, faint, unintelligible, but growing louder. As I approached the dam, the screen suddenly flashed, and I was no longer in the game's world. The screen was showing my living room, or rather, a distorted nightmarish version of it. The image was grainy, like footage from an old security camera, and I could see myself sitting on the floor, controller in hand, but my face was obscured, twisted into a shadowy void. Panicking, I tried to turn the console off, but the power button wouldn't respond. The whispers had grown louder, more insistent. They were chanting something. A name, my name. Then the screen cut to black, followed by a single message. We've been waiting for you. The TV turned off on its own, plunging the room into darkness. I scrambled to unplug the console, my hands trembling. When I finally got the lights back on, the cartridge was gone. It wasn't in the console, and it wasn't anywhere in the room. It was as if it had vanished into thin air. I never found that cartridge again, but sometimes, late at night, I hear those whispers, faint but unmistakable, calling my name from the shadows. I haven't touched an N64 since. So, yeah, it's kind of cliched. It's not the best a creepypasta could be, but I myself don't write creepypasta. So I don't know how, I would critique it to make it better, but I would probably, have not used blood red to describe something, because the whole use of blood in creepypastas, when it's done wrong, is just cliched and boring as shit. So, what's part 2? Well, I'm going to tell you guys a little story of when I was younger. Now, this story takes place in the house before I lived in this one. And to give you a little bit of context, the house I lived in before this one, Blake from the Pound Pals, who we probably sometimes call Leland during Smash Draft, but in most videos we will be calling him Leland from occasion. But anyways, he lived in the house before I did, when he was younger. So he knew exactly what the hell I was talking about when I told him about this experience. At least I'm pretty sure. It's been a little while since him and I have talked about it. Anyway. So it was late one night, and this was before I have the dogs that we have nowadays, like Scout and Benson. I had a beagle, his name was Buzz, and he was my best friend. I still to this day have my episodes missing him. I even, have those memories of holding his paw until he gave his final breath there at that table at the vet's office. But, me and Buzz were laying in bed one night, and it was real late, and I heard something in the hallway. And I sleep with my door open because Buzz would scratch at the door if I didn't leave the door open. And we heard something in the hallway, and when I looked up, the way I laid was the end of my bed, where my head was right near the it was right across from the door. And I looked up. I'm not sure what Buzz was doing. I think he was probably, in dreamland. The dog could sleep through a train wreck. But, I looked up and I saw this figure just standing in the hallway. He didn't have any kind of distinct features. He was just really tall. Almost as tall as my dad. And my dad is about maybe a foot shorter than I am, and I'm 6'6.5" in real life. But this tall figure standing there, there's no eyes, no mouth, no face. Just stands in the hallway, staring at me, and I stare at him. He tosses something in front of me and walks down the hall. I never found what he threw at me, and he never came back. It was about maybe a couple months after that, Buzz gave his final days, but it was fucking weird. And every time I tried to talk to my family, I talked to my mom and my older sister about it, because they were into those ghost hunting shows all the time. That time, I mean. And they thought it was hilarious that I saw this entity. They used to, laugh with me about it. And now that I think back about it, it's, a bit funny, a bit far-fetched. Because it did sound like something I would say to be make shit up. But no, I'm being 100% serious. I literally saw this faceless, featureless, thing standing in the hallway late that night. And I've never encountered him again. I didn't even see where he even went. I looked down the hallway to our kitchen, and he wasn't even there. He just... Anyways... join me in part 3 when we do a ranking system of all the Halloween candy that gets passed out. See you guys then. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Big3280. Welcome you guys to one part of my Halloween content here. So I just got done watching Cinder, a VTuber, who I enjoy. Do a custom tier list of Halloween candy, so I figured maybe I'd do my own. So I know this might be a bit controversial, but keep in mind this is my opinion. I mean, we can differ and still be friends. I don't mind. So we're gonna start off with Hershey cookies and cream. These are fucking goated. I'm gonna put them in A tier for right now. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna put it first gone. Reese's, they're A tier. I have to be in the mood to have a Reese's. I'm not a big fan of peanut butter candy. I'll be honest with you guys. Kit Kats, they're good. 100 grand, you can't top 100 grand. Honestly, that is fucking amazing. Reese's Pieces, I'm not a fan of Reese's Pieces, honestly. Sweet Tarts, those are definitely an A tier candy. Musketeers, I love me some Three Musketeers. Pixie Sticks as well. I'm gonna put in before Musketeers though. Airheads, I'll eat the 100 grand and then the Airheads because Airheads are just awesome. Bit O' Honey, I believe what those are called. Straight in the garbage. So I don't actually never actually. I never really had them. I know what they are, but I never really actually had one before. But so I think I just move them to this tier so I can save myself a little bit of like hatred. Crunch. I have to be in the mood for a Crunch bar, but they're not as good as Sweet Tarts. I've never had one of these. I've seen them before at the store, but never had one before. Sour Patch. They're good. Nerds. Right up there. Straight in the garbage. Twizzlers. Those are A tier. It depends on the flavor Twizzler. If they're like the cherry Twizzler. Is there a cherry Twizzler? I know there's like a chocolate Twizzler. I don't know if there's like a cherry one or not, but I do like me some Twizzlers. Dots. I saved those for last. Only because they're good enough to not be in the garbage. M&M's. Before Reese's, always. Gum. I take forever to get through gum because it hurts my jaws to have to eat them. Okay, Andes Mints. Dude, Andes Mints are one of my favorite, like, candies, especially when it comes to, like, holiday candies. The only other candy besides Andes Mints that I absolutely love is the Holiday Mint M&M. They used to make them in the big bags, but they don't anymore. Mars, if you're listening, please put the Holiday Mint back in the giant-ass bags. I will give you $3 a fucking bag if that's what it takes to make sure I get them back, please. I can't deal with those little gas station, like, fucking samplers. I need the big bags of Holiday Mint. It was the best, it's the most goated flavor I think you guys ever created. Next to peanut and almond. Anyway, Runts. I'm going to put them towards the back of A tier. The banana ones are my favorite ones. I bet people do really hate the banana flavored ones. But Runts are okay. Mostly only the banana ones though. Ooh, Laffy Taffies. These are definitely in a first gone. If I don't eat them, Dad'll eat them because my dad loves Laffy Taffy and the banana ones, especially the banana ones. That's also my favorite one next to the cherry. Werther's Originals. We'll put them in B tier. I don't mind for the Werther's. The grandma candies. Last gone. Sometimes they probably don't even get eaten, but these things are pretty good. I mean, the Mountain Dew Voodoo flavor they have for 2024, it tastes like these things. And if you guys don't know, but these, I'm not even sure what they're even called. I just know that they're grandma candy because every grandma I've ever met has had these in their purse. Especially my grandma. But, Hershey's Kisses. These are good. They're going to go right after the cookies and cream because I do love me some Hershey Kisses. Hershey Bars. Before the cookies and cream. Mike and Ike's. Those are A tier. If I don't eat these, my dad will. Snickers. Right there before Reese's. Almond Joy. I'm not a big fan of coconut. Baby Ruth. Depends on my mood. Caramel Apple Pops. In the garbage. Charleston Chews. I've never had one before. Is that Charleston Chew? I'm pretty sure it is. Mr. Goodbar. It depends on the mood, honestly. Double Bubble. These are definitely A tier. Right in here between Sweet Tarts and Crunch. Swedish Fish. These are also kind of mood dependent in a way. Blow Pops. They're probably before Sour Patch, I'd say. Atomic Fireballs. I don't really want to throw them in the garbage, but because I do kind of enjoy them. Ooh, flavored Tootsie Pops, like the fruit flavored Tootsie Pops and like the vanilla ones and stuff. Those are goated. They're not like the best candy that there is, I would say, but I do enjoy Tootsie Rolls, and I do like them when they're like the flavored ones too. Fun Dip, definitely at the top there. Tootsie Pop, these are pretty good. Roll-Ups, definitely gonna be like putting them like up there. Gushers, mood dependent, but they will be after Blow Pop. Haribo Gummy Bears. I'd put them here. I'm not really a big fan of gummy bears. Ooh, Quarters Originals. These ones up here are going to go up here. Those are amazing. Heath Bars. Definitely going up there. Butterfinger. Not only is Butterfinger going up here, but it's going to go right after the Andes Mints because these are my top 3 candies. Andes, 100 grams, and Butterfinger. And the Holiday Mints M&Ms, but those are a Christmas flavor. Despite the fact that the December and Christmas time is not really a good time for me, but they're neither here nor there. Hot tamales. I'll put them around that range. You know, maybe right here. Lemon Heads. Ugh. I mean, if they were I think they make an apple variant of them. Those are good. Tootsie Pops. Or Tootsie Rolls. Definitely up here at the top. And the reason why Tootsie Rolls are going before Heath Bars is because actually, they're going to go right after Kisses, I think. The reason why is because Heath Bars are at the bottom. I do love Heath. They're one of my dad's favorite candies as well. But you can break a tooth on those goddamn things. Jolly Ranchers. Those are usually like B tier. Somewhere before Gushers. I do like Jolly Ranchers, but they're not something I eat all the time, I'll tell you that. Junior Mints, those are goated. Put them around there next to Fun Dip. Ring Pops. I used to eat a lot of these when I was younger. We'll put them somewhere before Jolly Rancher. Payday Bars. I've kind of fallen off of these. Even before fucking Fire, I'll put them even after Fireball. That's how bad that they get. Toblerone. Sorry, I'm not very good at pronunciations. So a Toblerone, I've never had. If I have, I've forgotten. And it just tells you if I have had them and I've forgotten about them, they're probably not that good of a candy. No offense to Toblerone fans, but like, maybe they're good. I don't know. Peanut M&M's. Even before Butterfinger. Seriously, the Butterfinger is one of my favorite candy bars next to Andes Mints and them. Mamba or Mamba, whatever. I've never had these before. Milk Duds. These are a pretty great candy. I'd put them right there before Snickers. Milky Way. We'll put these before Runts. Now and later, oh, these things used to hurt my teeth. But they're still good. My sisters used to get them in their stocking. And they would give them all to me because I would eat the hell out of them. Despite the fact that, you know, I'm like looking like chewing on it like a damn dog chewing on something. That they shouldn't be chewing on, you know. Apples. I do love me some apples. Not as Halloween candy, but like apples in general. Raisinets. I'm not a fan of raisins. Toothbrushes. These are delicious. Skittles. Definitely right there next to Mike and Ike and Runts. Smarties. My friend and I were talking about these this morning. I'm not sure if she's watching. But if you are, hey. You're amazing. But the Smarties... Actually, I'll put them right after the toothbrush, because I'd probably rather eat the toothbrush than I would the Smarties. I mean, I do like Smarties, just not like a big handful of them, because I admittedly bought like a fuck ton of them one time, and we had a hard time getting rid of them, because nobody in the house wanted to eat them. Starburst. Starbursts are pretty good. I'll put them right here around the area of the mints, because Starbursts are... There's only a really good one good Starburst, which are the red ones. Sugar Daddies. Garbage. Candy corn. Save that for shit for last. Twix. Now we're talking. Straight up fire. Like, back... A couple years back, they used to make, Twix Easter eggs. It's like a gigantic ass Twix bar shaped like an egg. And I remember I used to buy them all the time, and I ate through like 2 of them in one day once, and I refused to eat Twix for like a year. Oh my gosh! Every time I thought about caramel, I started wanting to throw up. But now I'm back to loving Twix again. These are an awesome candy. Warheads. These are definitely a last gone, but I'd rather have a Warhead before I would an Atomic Fireball. And for that matter, I'd rather have candy corn than I would a Payday. Whoppers. I got sick of these, really sick of these. So I'm going to put them in last gone. York, another goated one. York is probably going to overtake the peanut M&Ms because these things are amazing. I would literally do anything for York Peppermint Patty. Last up is a Zero Bar. These used to be my mom's favorite. I haven't had one of these in like years. But I do remember enjoying them. So I'll put them in B tier. So there you have it. These are my rankings for all the Halloween candies. These probably won't like stay the same over the years, so maybe next year I might have something different. Anyways, I do thank you guys if you guys like watched this section. I'll see you guys in the next one.